Hi, I'm Mike McCracken, your Customized Songwriter, coming to you live from Las Vegas. I'm going to give you some of the songs I wrote out of this book that I wrote called Love and Tears, the lyrics by Mike McCracken. This picture of me was taken in Jerusalem in Israel, the old Jerusalem, where Jesus fell. One of the times, I forgot which one, but that's where I got the picture from. This is my book, Love and Tears. I designed it all myself. And everything in here I wrote. No help on the lyrics. And that's what this book has in it. So the first song I'm going to read out of Love and Tears is Heaven's Band. This is a song I wrote because, why did I write it? Oh, someone wanted me to write a customized song about myself, because I always wrote customized songs about other people. But they wanted me to write a customized song about myself. So I wrote a song, I'm a Christian, and I wrote a song, what I want to do in heaven. He died in a cloud of love and tears, with a guitar in his hand, and I heard him softly whisper, I want to play in heaven's band. God, I've written songs for years, it's all I can really do. Watched some eyes fill with tears when I wrote songs for you. Here's the chorus. I don't know no heaven songs, don't even know a note, but I promised to learn them songs and teach angels once I wrote. I hope to make you happy and I hope to touch your heart, 'cause God, it's just me trying to do my part. Then he slowly turned his head as he passed away. To remember what he said, I wrote it down that day. He used to play in churches where church folks would go and sing us songs for Jesus for anyone who'd show. I believe he's playing in heaven's band, writing songs for Jesus again. I can even see him singing with his guitar in heaven's band. I want to play my guitar in heaven's band in heaven. It's just something that I want to do. And again, it's Love and Tears, Customized Songwriter, Mike McCracken. In about a month, I'm going to have my own website called Customizedsongwriter.com. And you can get this book there, or my songs. I'll have them professionally recorded. I've been working a lifetime, and that's what I do. This next one is called A Soldier's Prayer. I wrote this because the Dixie Chicks wrote a song called A Soldier Coming Home. It was really good. And I thought to myself, I can write a song like that. That's why I wrote it. And I wrote it while I was teaching a class how to write poetry. It's called Soldier's Prayer. A soldier writes a letter home, just a simple prayer. Says, I'm standing here all alone, wishing you were here. Love's the hardest part of not being able to hold you. The pain runs through my heart the way it's supposed to. I gotta go now. See you when it's through. We'd be together somehow. Can't wait to hold you. Bullets pierce my heart, but that's not what's hurting me. Heaven and earth are worlds apart, where the bullets used to be. I didn't know I cried, till you cried too. I prayed to God and cried for this letter to reach you. An angel delivers a letter from the winds up above. I saw him standing there with heaven's love. Tears ran down her cheek as she read his every word. An angel she did meet. Her soldier's prayer was heard. Now, that's one of them. Warning, I forgot to tell you, warning, these songs will affect your emotions, some of them. I'm telling you why I wrote them when I write them. Now, Highway of Love is a song I'm going to do next. And it's Song I wrote in Boracay Beach in the Philippines. I saw a lot of guys who travel and were lonely. I could see it. So here's a song. Found another girl last night, another memory to hold me tight. Thoughts running through my mind, or words I couldn't find. Lonely hearts touch everyone. Guess that's why you need someone. But it's hard to say I love you when you're just passing through. It's another lonely place. Picture of a pretty face. The highway of love does its part to fill this lonely heart. It could happen to any man. You fall in love when you can. A lonely man passes through, cries because he misses you. Didn't mean to fall in love last night, but everything seemed so right. I don't want it to be another saddened memory. Home is where the heart is. You're the girl I'll miss. On the highway alone, you're all alone. With you, I'd be home. I don't know if they're that emotional when I say the songs. Some people say they are. But the actual song, they are emotional. My sister told me they're too emotional. She didn't want to hear a lot of them because... And when I was traveling the world, I was teaching English in different countries. I could only play 4 of my songs before someone says, "Can't you sing a happy song?" That's just what happens. I hope this is alright though. It's probably not as emotional as... Now this one I wrote, I like you enough to love you. When I was in Mongolia, I saw a pretty girl. I wrote it for her and gave it to her. She was married. So nothing really happened. A bunch of the girls wanted it. One said, "Can I give it to my boyfriend?" I said, "I don't care." And she did. And she said he really liked it. I like you enough to love you. We played this on the stage in the Mongolian school. Or that was in China. I get mixed up. I've traveled so much. Okay, here it goes. I like you enough to love you. By Customizedsongwriter, McCracken. Don't know the words that will touch your heart. Someday they may be heard, and love will start. The language of love's the same, no matter where you go. Love speaks your name. I know. I like you enough to love you for a long, long time. Words like this make dreams come true, like in this heart of mine. I can't say no to you because you stole my heart. I'll miss you when we're apart. I like you enough to love you for a long, long time. Words like this make dreams come true, like in this heart of mine. I don't know the word that will touch your heart. Someday they may be heard and join our hearts. Now, like I said, when you travel the world and a lot of girls ask me why I didn't have a girlfriend traveling with me. Well, the main reason is the girl wants to know where her bed's going to be next week, and I couldn't guarantee that. So that didn't work. But I traveled anyway. And I wrote some good songs out there. Another one's called Lonely Man. And this is a true song of what really happened in my mind. Lonely Man by Customizedsongwriter, Mike McCracken. I travel through the memories I don't understand. Perhaps, maybe, I found the lonely man. A man takes a woman for a night or two. His heart makes plans that never come true. I'm looking from the outside, living within. Through the tears I cried, in places I've been. Some girls are memories, you don't get enough. It's hard to be on the highway of love. Some men are cheating in love's lonely game. They've been with women and don't know their names. I travel through the memories of who I am. The woman that loved me, who found the lonely man. I traveled through my memories and found the lonely man. The reason why I'm reading it, when I'm singing the songs, I don't have to. It's just different. I can't explain it. So I figured I'd have the book out just in case I might forget. Once again, I'm Mike McCracken, Customizedsongwriter, reading out of my own book that I wrote called Love and Tears, the lyrics by Mike McCracken. Soon, next month, I'm going to start a Customizedsongwriter.com webpage. And you can see my songs, get them, and even my books. I also wrote a book called Weeville. It's a real weird book, kid book. But I'm doing customized songs right now by Mike McCracken. Heaven on Earth. This song I wrote because some guy had a girlfriend. He wanted me to write a song for his girlfriend. I said, you got to tell me what you want in it, because I'm a customized songwriter. I'm not going to write out of my own mind to your girlfriend. I want it to be from your mind. That's always better. And what he wrote was really good. And so I wrote a song called Heaven on Earth. He gave it to his girlfriend. She loved it. And I sang it in a lot of places. One of the places I remember, I sang it at a kindergarten class, at my nephew's class. And after I sang it, there was a little girl there with glasses. She took her glasses off to wipe the tears from her eyes. I didn't know girls that age were that emotional. But I guess they are. That's what happened. Girls get a lot more emotional than guys. I know that for a fact. Anyway, Heaven on Earth by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. When I'm feeling empty, I fill it with your love. When I'm feeling lonely, you're the one I dream of. The earth is full of people who need a little love too. And I'll just keep this simple. I love you. I wonder if you miss me. Sometimes I think out loud. And I know how to be lonely in a crowd. Sometimes I get to thinking what love's really worth. What it really means to have heaven on earth. I worked my whole life through to buy you pretty things, and I'll always love you, no matter what it means. Sometimes I dream you're with me and realize it's not true, then realize I'm only a dream away from you. For love's the greatest treasure that any man can give, and with you I'm sure is the only way to live. Once again, it's called Heaven on Earth. It's an emotional song because it made a 5th grader cry, pull off her glasses. I didn't know my song could do that to a girl that age. She must have been about 5. That's what kindergartens are, I guess. But that really got to me. Girls that age can get that emotional. Now, a lady wanted me to write a song. She had a crippled son. I'm doing songs out of my book, Love and Tears, the lyrics by McCracken. That's a picture I took in Jerusalem, in Israel, on the Station of the Cross where Jesus fell one of the times. The lady wanted me to write a song because she had a crippled son. And she felt sad because he always got made fun of. And she wanted me to write a song to let the world know how she felt and how her son felt. So I wrote the song called Crippled Hearts. And it is exactly what you wanted. Please don't hate me. Can't help the way I am. I used to be happy. Now I understand. My friend has one eye. Yes, he is different too. Didn't know one eye can cry as much as two. I wish you could hear the hurt you put us through. Our loneliness and fear. Yes, we have feelings too. Because we are different. You sit and stare. Your message is sent. You don't want us here. Go hide in the closet. I heard someone say, a slow girl won't forget. Mommy sent me away. The world is missing the love we can give you. Please won't someone listen? Crippled hearts need love too. And underneath it says, a mother of a child with special needs pour out her heart to me. She wants the world to know that they have hearts and they are human too. The world tries to get rid of them because they are crippled. It's easier just to push them aside, hide them in a closet, or get rid of them. A real mother's love is crying out to the world. Won't someone listen? That's one of my real customized songs. My slogan is real life songs for real life people. That really happened. It's in my book, Love and Tears, the lyrics by my customized songwriter, Mike McCracken. I wrote a lot of customized songs. When I was young, before computers, I didn't know about all this stuff. I just wrote it and just gave it to the person. I never kept them. I don't know how many I wrote, how many lives that were touched. But I know that every life I wrote for, they said it worked. So I came up with this little saying. I'm like a psychologist. People give me their story, and instead of giving advice, I write the customized songs, and their song is the cure. I guess it affects their emotions enough to touch their hearts. Now, this next song, I wrote out of my imagination. Sometimes I do that. It's called Mommy, He Hurt Me. A little girl fell in love to find a broken heart. Her mother gave a mother's love when she saw her crying heart. She said, some boys need to get older to feel the way you do. He will love you, dear. Then Mama cried too. Mommy, he hurt me. Don't know what to do. Mommy, please tell me why Daddy loves you. You're only 7. It's kind of hard to say why. He's just a man. I guess that's why. Some boys need to get older, just like with him and you. There's something I must tell you, dear. Daddy did too. So please don't cry, dear. He don't know what to do. You're my beautiful daughter. Of course, he's gotta love you. Underneath I wrote, I was at Shreveport, Louisiana, and I was writing songs, and my boss said I couldn't write any more songs. So I wrote this to show him I could, and showed it to him. He liked it. Now, while I was in Shreveport, it's weird, both songs are from Shreveport. The songs are from my book called Love and Tears, the lyrics by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. And there's me in Israel, in Jerusalem, where Jesus fell one of the times. That's an actual picture taken from there. A girl told me how she loved her kids, but she hated spanking them. And I thought of mommy love. So that's what I wrote for her and gave it to her. She really liked it. She was falling in love with me, but I ruined it because of my travels. Once again, I told her I'm going from Shreveport to Nashville to record some songs. Don't write me any more songs. I think I wrote 2 or 3, but this is the one I remember the most because it made her cry. Mommy Love by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. A mommy loves her children. She even needs them too. She'll do what she can to help them make it through. Sometimes she'll spank them for the wrong things they'll do. Then she'll hug and kiss them, 'cause that's what mommies do. Mommies know how to love. That's what they do. There's not just mommy love. There's kid love too. Children love their mommies, no matter what they do. Every day children say, Mommy loves me too. Please forgive me, Mommy. I don't know right from wrong. I need you to teach me so we can get along. Children need their mommies. Mommies love kids too. God didn't just make mommies. He created children too. What I wrote underneath it is, Anne, a waitress in Louisiana, told me how much she loved her children and how she hated spanking them. I wrote this and gave it to her. It made her cry. She loved it. Other mommies wanted it too. Copies too. I was in Nashville. I went to go meet, I heard Merle Haggard was in town in a place called Printer's Alley. They don't have it anymore in Nashville. Kind of made me mad. But it was a pretty good place. I wanted to go meet Merle Haggard. And Bush and Dunn showed up and they wanted the song. I didn't know who they were. I didn't give it to them. But that's okay. But things happen. I traveled and I didn't even know who anybody was when I was traveling when I was younger. I knew Merle Haggard though. Don Williams, Johnny Cash, Hank Williams. And I knew a bunch of the rock ones too. But the new ones, I didn't have any idea. Now, I'm in Las Vegas. I met someone, and it was Christmas time, and he wanted me to write a song about the meaning of Christmas. So I wrote it, and we even sang it out in the street one time, and the policeman came and gave us tips for that one. That was pretty good. Anyway, it's called Why Christmas. The sun came up one Christmas day as all the children went out to play. A little girl came to us and asked, Why Christmas? Please tell me about Christmas. What does it mean to you? Some say it's about Jesus. It's what I believe too. Wise men came to see him. Angels came that day. I learned the greatest lesson. I humbled myself to pray. Wish Jesus happy birthday. God's son was born today, and we will have his party when the children play. The sun came up on Christmas Day. Another year the children play. A little girl came to us and asked, why Christmas? It's out of my book, Love and Tears, written by Customizedsongwriter. That's for me in real old Jerusalem at one of the Stations of the Cross. What I wrote underneath it was, I was asked to write a Christmas song to perform around Las Vegas during the holidays. He wanted me to write it about the meaning of Christmas. Those were heard. It seemed to really, those who heard it seemed to really like it. I'm reading every song that I wrote. I was in Okinawa in the Marines, and I went to a church and met some pretty girls. I was 19 years old. And they were in a band, which I seemed to be part of. I just got a guitar. I didn't know how to play it or sing or anything at the time. But they wanted me to write a song. And I wrote it right from the Bible, from what I knew at that time. The greatest love song, Do You Know Jesus? And I got most everything from the Bible except for the chorus. Do you know Jesus and how he loves us? How he died just to save us, just because he loves us. Judas betrayed him, who once was a friend. They beat, flogged, and scourged him, till he didn't look human. A crown of thorns on his head, just another place where he bled. Humiliated in every way, why they even tore his clothes away. And there wasn't any time lost to where they made him carry the cross, to drive nails through his hands. He's more than just a man. And Jesus still loved them after all they did to him. He did this for us too, when he said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. So we sang that around Okinawa. And another song I wrote, alongside with it, I'll tell you if I come up to it. These songs out of my book, Love and Tears, the lyrics by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. I was young, a teenager, and I thought about a way to be remembered. And how people are remembered. So I wrote this song called An Old Man in Church. Now I was 18 or 19 when I wrote this. He goes to church each Sunday. Then he goes home alone. Then he'd always pray, please God, take me home. I've never had a wife like I wanted to, 'cause I spent most of my life showing that I love you. He'd always sit in the back row and never say a word, 'cause it's a place he'd love to go, where God's message can be heard. No one knew where he lived, why he just come and go. and at church he'd always give at least $1 or so. Then he came one time more, and the newspapers read that he'll come no more because he went to join the dead. And the preacher gave a sermon of that old man that day that touched the hardest man. And the rest of that note did say, I'll die here at God's house, by the entrance, by the door, 'cause it's the way to God's house and the entrance to heaven's door. Now that one's our professor recorded. And it's a recitation just about like I said it, with music to it. The next song, I wrote that one out of my imagination. That's what it says underneath. But I wrote it because I was thinking of an old man who would do that. But I couldn't think of any. So I made it my own song. These songs out of Love and Tears. Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. And there's a picture of me in the real Jerusalem, old Jerusalem, where Jesus fell. I had a girlfriend I really loved, I guess. I had to have, or I wouldn't have been able to write this song. I wrote it to her and it really made her cry. It's called Hard to Say Goodbye. My friend Dave sings it. It's so hard to say goodbye. I tried so hard not to cry, 'cause leaving you was hard to do. I wonder still if you cried too. But I was lucky to have known you, to have known somebody hard to say goodbye to. Love fills my heart, it just won't die. It felt so sad, my tears wouldn't dry. It hurt so bad, knowing that we were through. I spent my time loving you. You're hard to say goodbye to. And what I wrote underneath it, I wrote this song leaving a girl I loved in Oklahoma. Later, I let her hear it, and it made her cry. This was on my way to let her know my way of letting her know what I was going through. She died, and I will never see her again. The songs are written from my book, Love and Tears. Warning, these songs will affect your emotions. And what I wrote underneath them sometimes does too. So that was hard to say goodbye. I was in Oklahoma, I joined the Marines. And I was missing some girls I liked. And we were in boot camp. I wrote this in boot camp. I always ran outside and acted like I was picking up paper so I could write some songs and stuff. I never stopped. I got caught. They wanted me to write some really bad songs. The cadence songs, like I know a girl who lived on a hill. I ain't going to repeat the rest of it. But I wouldn't do it. Because I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian and I wasn't going to have my name out there like that. So I was looking at the ocean. It was sunrise, and it was beautiful. Clouds were red, and the red clouds were on the ocean. So I wrote a song called Talk of Love. That's what I named it. using nature. How I love a girl. So the song's called Talk of Love by Customizedsongwriter by McCracken. Me. They say the ocean's pretty and the sky's a pretty blue, but nothing's as pretty as you. They say the stars in the sky, to each there's a love of the ones passing by. I know I found my love. It's just talk of love. Each word says I love you. It's just talk of love. How else can I tell you? They say the mountains are like paintings when they are far away. When they are nearing, shows that love has come our way. So darling, now you see what nature can say. So please come to me and help set nature on her way. A lot of people really liked it. What I wrote underneath is, I wrote this in boot camp in the Marines on a beach. It was dawn and the red clouds were shining on the ocean. It was a pretty sunrise. I had about 8 minutes and finished writing it. Talk of love in time. Sometimes good things can happen in bad situations. This is one of them. Boot camp, if anyone goes through it, will be the hardest time in your life. Well, it was in the 70s when I went through. It was the hardest time of my life. People complain about things, even take drugs to forget problems. But they didn't go through boot camp. I heard now they give you a card you hold up. You're stressing me out. Maybe that's better, I don't know. But anyway, the next song. I met a girl in Vegas. And I liked her. And she left to go back to California to be with a girl or her boyfriend. And, well, she came back and I had this song written for her. But she was too in love with her boyfriend. I guess sometimes you can't fall out of love. I don't know what happened to her after that. But I wrote a song called Hero of My Heart. Customizedsongwriter by McCracken. I know my book Love and Tears. And it's also a professionally recorded. Hero of my heart. Well, I was asked just the other day why love sometimes goes away. How heroes make dreams come true. And why I'm missing you. Heroes come and go. Just wanted you to know. But the hero of my heart has broken mine apart. Now I don't know what's right or wrong, which way to go, if I belong. But in this world of me and you, I only know I love you. We all have our heroes, where love makes dreams come true. We cry when we see them go, like I do for you. What I'm trying to say, though it's not so good, though I'm not so good with words, is you didn't have to go away to be heard. And what I wrote underneath it is, a girlfriend of mine was leaving Las Vegas, and I didn't want her to go. This is how I felt at the time. I sang it to her, and she came back. I guess my song worked for me too. Forgot that. I sang it to her before she came back. That's what it says. Maybe that's true. I'm not going to write something that's wrong. Anyway, my memory, I didn't remember that part. Sorry about that. Now this song is called Broken Parts. Oh, I just wrote out of my imagination. I'll read you what I wrote underneath after I did. But sometimes I write out of my imagination. Some of them were pretty good. Anyway, it's out of my book Love and Tears by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. And in a month or so, I'll have a website called Customizedsongwriter.com. And you'll be able to, if you want, you can get the book. But I'm not selling it right now. I don't have the website. Well, you can go to Amazon.com and get it if you want. And Barnes & Noble. It's all over the internet, but I mean, decided to put it up on, let people get it from that website. This is called Broken Parts, what I wrote from my imagination. I tried hard not to love you. It would be a big mistake. I knew you wouldn't see it through. I can't afford a heartache. But my heart wouldn't listen, no matter how I tried. I knew this would happen, as love really died. There's a fool for every heartache. There's a tear for every eye. Didn't know that love could make a grown man cry. I can't afford a heartache, as love closed the door. I didn't know that love could break my heart once more. I only have one heart, and gave what's left to you. Now, with each broken part, I still love you. That probably sums up a lot of guys out there. And they say that only girls feel love. Guys can feel it too. That's why I wrote this. This was written for the hearts that don't want to give up on love. It's a combination of many customized songs for those who fell in love with the wrong person because they are not loved back. To these hearts, there is always hope. Who knows? Someday, maybe, you will fall in love. They will love you because you love them. Love is stronger than anything in the world. Don't give up. I wrote that. Boy. Oh. I was talking to this girl. She was about 16, 17 years old. And she was in Las Vegas. And she told me her sad story. She told me her brother died. And he was her mom's favorite. And this girl never lived up to the mom's expectations because she wouldn't follow and do what the brother said or did. So she wanted me to write a song letting her mom know that she's not her brother. So I wrote a song, customized song, called I'm Me by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. Mommy, how can I tell you? I feel something's wrong. Mama, I love you. We need to get along. I know you love me the way I love you, but my brother's way wasn't built for two. Mama, you don't know how I feel inside when hurting feelings grow. You cry. My brother took the show. Please, Mama, can't you see? I want you to know I'm me. Used to cry every day. Guess I'm just like you. I still cry. I cried the same way with you. The angels came and took him. My brother died that day. Mommy, I love him the same way. But Mama, I'm me. Oh, she was 16. Here's what I wrote underneath. A 16-year-old girl wanted me to write this for her mom to let her mom know how she felt. And she is not her brother. She is tired of hearing, your brother wasn't like that. Her mother cried when she read this. I guess it helped. I told her to contact me and let her mom know how she felt. Well, whoa, I'm going page by page. They're kind of sad, emotional. Warning, this book will affect your emotions. Another girl in Vegas, about the same age. Her mom left for a life of drugs. She found her mom laying in a hospital bed. And she wanted me to write a song so she could bring it to her mom in the hospital. Let her know how she felt. Well, they talk about these crocodile tears. I don't get the logic behind that. So I came up with another saying, elephant tears. Elephants have a lot bigger tears than crocodiles. Why even use it? Anyway, sometimes I don't think like the world, as you could probably tell by that. But the song is called Elephant Tears. And it's, she did give it to her mom in the hospital bed. Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. A mother trades her children for a drug or two. They're no longer smiling. Because, Mommy, where are you? The drugs have taken over. Your life has changed somehow. While your babies cry elephant tears, wondering where is Mommy now? Mommy, where are you? Please come back today. Mommy will help you. Let's pray. Mommy, where are you? What message will you send to the children who love you and will follow you to the end? Drugs have claimed your family now. Love will pull us through. Someday I pray to get to know a mother I never knew. Another mom takes drugs now and leaves her happy home. She says, Mommy, I'm just like you now, with children of my own. These are real life songs for real life people. They're not fake. These are actual songs I wrote to help people. I would have never came up with this out of my mind, I don't think. And then what I wrote underneath was, I wrote this customized song for a girl who doesn't know her own mother because her mother left her and her sister for her drugs. She used to cry for her mom and wondered where her mom was. She gave it to her mom in a hospital bed. The songs out of my book, Love and Tears, Customizedsongwriter. They're also recorded. You can find them on the internet. A bunch of places. Just type Customizedsongwriter and the name of the song, or go to soundcloud.com /Customizedsongwriter. This song, Daddy's Tears, I wrote in my imagination. About a daddy who loved his daughter. He raised her right and everything. And he never felt love back. Daddy's Tears by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. Her daddy's past seeing her. We all know why. She's known as the daughter who made him cry. He taught her right from wrong. Just wouldn't be. He tried to be strong where love is free. She knows he loves her with each tear he cries. He wants her there where tears can't be cried. He said, I'll love you no matter what you've done. She says there's two, but a father's love is one. Two hearts fell apart where love makes you cry. When love touches your heart, it just won't die. She sees him smiling through all she put him through. Each lonely tear will bring another I love you. Then she passed away. The rest is history. His daughter cries today. Where's Daddy? I know right from wrong. And what I put you through. Is it too late to get along? Daddy, I love you too. The page that was too long of a song to write something underneath, so I wasn't able to. But it's right there. What I wrote underneath is like in paragraph form. I'm reading out my book, Love and Tears. Now, I wrote songs on the radio, customized songs for Johnny B, Jonathan Bradmeyer, for about 5 years, because I left for China to teach English and travel the world, which I did. I taught in 3 continents and 11 countries total. And before that, I wrote songs on the radio. The first song I wrote is called Drugs Message. Johnny B contacted me because I told him I can write a song in about 30 minutes, the whole song, music and everything. Sounds unbelievable, but I did it for 4 years, almost 5 years, counting China and other countries. So I was able to do it. But what he did was he would have someone on the phone and tell me their story, what they want in the song, because of my songs I write. And so he told me, the first one was about, I forgot what it was about, but he didn't want to hear a song about it. He hung up on her. I don't want to hear a song about that. I hung up on her. Started laughing. It's kind of funny to me. Anyway, this next guy gets on, and he writes about his life with drugs, and it's real life. And this is his real life. It's called Drugs Message. Used to go to church on Sunday, didn't take time to pray, chose to live the good life. And all it brought was strife. You could say that I'm a fool, act up to be cool, got hooked on drugs and heroin. I know it's wrong. Found a girl just like me, it's not the way to be. But I'll take drugs with you, if you want me to. Collect stamps and write poetry. Everyone needs a hobby. Now I go to college to spread drugs message. Haven't seen her in 2 years. Still can't dry my tears. She died of an overdose. Guess that's how it goes. Another girl will come along, and I know it's wrong, but I'll take drugs with you if you want me to. I'm only 21. Some say I'm still young. I still have a chance, you know, but don't know where to go. Used to go to church on Sunday. Maybe I should pray. Whoa, that was a big article about him right there. Why I wrote the song. And these stars in my book, Love and Tear, are on every page that I wrote some of the customized songs for Johnny B. I didn't put them all there. But that was my very first song. And he couldn't believe it. So he called me the next day. I did it again. Called me the next. It just went. It happened. And Johnny B got it from a newspaper article written about me in the Chicago Suns on January 12, 2000. Because of this, 2 radio stations at the same time connected, WCKO in Chicago and KSLX in Las Vegas, contacted me and wanted me to give me a radio interview, and told me that I could not write a song in a half hour. And I told him I could. We got an argument about it, and I'm not going to read this. We got an argument about it, and I said, put me to the test. That's the best way to find out. So he did. And that was what I wrote the first song. Another song he wanted me to write was about a bag lady who lived on the streets, and she had 2 dogs, and she loved the dogs. And this is a true song that really happened. She had 1 dog in a shopping cart and the other out running free, and the train killed her. It's a really true song that really happened. But I know there's a lot of animal lovers out there. But this is the only song I changed. I wrote about 2 daughters instead of 2 dogs. Because to me, that's more real. I like animals, but I wanted to make it sadder, I guess. And it did. Whoa, did it. This is Homeless Woman Goes Home out of my book, Love and Tears, by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. A homeless woman gave her life today, trying to save her daughter's lives. Her shopping cart got stuck that day when the train arrived. 1 girl in the shopping cart, the other running free. This woman gave her heart to her family. The Amtrak train came traveling 40 miles an hour that day, honking, screeching, and yelling, "Please get out of the way. We don't have time to slow down. The train's not that fast. We've got our brakes down, still moving pretty fast." She wouldn't leave the girls there and barely pushed them through. The mighty train collapsed her as she yelled, "Mommy loves you." A homeless woman's life ended today. The girls love their mommy too. Some say she went home today with a love so rare and true. 2 little girls have a home today and still feel alone. At least now they have a place to stay. A homeless woman goes home. And what I wrote underneath, it's pretty long, so I got a little bit of space. And it says this was written on 2 radio stations, KSLX and WCKO. It helped a homeless woman's family. Oh, when I wrote the songs, I was actually speaking on the radio after about 30 to 40 minutes, and I sang the songs with my guitar on the radio, live. And I heard some people, they were listening, and I heard them crying. Because these are real life songs for real life people. They're not made up, except this one I did change. Now this next one isn't sad at all. It is weird. Johnny B called me and told me he wanted me to write a song. After a while, he just talked to people and called me up because he thought it would make a good song or a funny song or whatever. This guy had a monkey. He kept it in his apartment, and then the neighbors all wanted to get rid of him. And the monkey's name was Cookie, like you eat a cookie. Cookie the Monkey by Customizedsongwriter by McCracken. I was saying this on the radio. I heard laughing this time. Sometimes you laugh, sometimes you cry. Cookie is a monkey with her own personality. She lives with the Fricksteins, watching the news and eating ice cream. The monkey is like their daughter. There's a lot of love there. But neighbors hate Cookie and want to make her go away. Please don't take my daughter. We love her. She's part of the family. She's part of me. The Fricksteins live in Brooklyn. Don't know what will happen, but New Yorkers know how to fight who is wrong and who is right. We will fight to keep her, even if it means to barricade her. And they actually did that. What would you do if they took your daughter from you? Not many like her out there. They don't seem to care. She's an endangered species, but she's more than that to me. She has a loving family here, more love than anywhere. All they will do is put her in a zoo. Well, I think that the monkey would be better off with those people than in a zoo. This was written on a radio station, KSLO and WCKO. The words tell the story. It's kind of funny and kind of sad at the same time, I guess. I just remembered him laughing on the radio. I guess they got a little sad, I don't know. Saddened memories or lonely times. I wrote this when I was in boot camp. Again, because I was thinking of some girls that I missed. That happens. And I wasn't really homesick or anything. I just missed those girls. I guess I never did get homesick. I love to travel and I always did. But anyway, it says, it seems our heart saddens at lonely times when old memories come flashing through our minds, looking back and asking why, as a lonely tear comes twinkling down our eye, but keeping them as memories. So once again, in lonely times, they'll sadden me. It was short. This is actually an actual song that my friend Dave put the music to, and he calls it Lonely Times. I wrote this I forgot about this. This was after another guy got a John Deere letter in boot camp. I was in boot camp. He was sad, and I said, "Look at the bright side." He said, "What?" I said, "The sun is shining." And this made him laugh a little, but it didn't stop his saddened memories. I forgot about that part. It had a little history about it. Most songs do, I guess. And the reason why I put the things underneath the songs is because after I wrote the book, my niece said to me, Mike, I've always wanted to find out why someone wrote the song. Could you write underneath the song why they did that? I just had the book written, but I didn't publish it yet. So I said, yeah, that's a good idea. And I did. In my book, Love and Tears, if you want to know what the book is, by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. And that picture was taken of me in Old Jerusalem in Israel. Is Nobody. The song is called Nobody Knows. I can't remember why I wrote it, but let's find out what it's about. I haven't sang it hardly at all. Just came to say I love you. I do it every day. It's something I'm going through that won't go away. Even though you're not here, my love grows. I cry a single tear because nobody knows. I tell nobody everything. She's jealous all the time. She feels my pain. Says everything is fine. I love nobody too, but I can't hold her tight, love her tight. I need to hold you. Wait, it says, I love nobody too, but I can't love her right. I need to hold you. When no one's there tonight. I know nobody loves me. Her love is really strong. She's there. But there's so many. She'll be moving along. Then you'll see what I'm going through. It won't be nobody that hears me say I love you. I just came to say I love you. It's what I'm going through. And to help her not to cry. Even nobody needs goodbye. Sorry I messed it up. I'm trying to read. The words are small to me right now. My eyes are getting older. I remember the first time I saw my dad wearing glasses. I looked at him really weird, and he said, the apple doesn't fall very far from the tree. You're going to need them too. I'm trying not to wear them. But that song is weird. I tell nobody that I love you. And she loves me too. And I guess that just happens sometimes. I don't know. Oh, I forgot to read what's underneath. Is nobody your boyfriend or girlfriend? That's all I wrote under there. Because there wasn't much room. And who else is going to write a song to nobody? My mind gets out there sometimes. I wrote a song called My Story. And this is another song I wrote out of my imagination. It's kind of different. But I don't know. I'm going to read it because it's the next song on my book, Love and Tears. Standing on the roadside with a sign that says my story, I can see the tears he cried as he told me. He said, "Son, my wife died, don't know what to live for. Used to own the countryside, now I live with the poor. I'm just a hippie with a long road to hoe. My wife's no longer with me. She died a year ago. Used to have money, but not anymore. I gave it all to charity to help feed the poor. I used to be a rich man, now thousands more will eat. I'm just one man with blisters on my feet. I lifted up, I tried to give him $5. He said, "Son, keep your money. I'm just standing here to tell my story." A rich man walked away as a tear ran down my face, rich in a different way, from another time and place. And what I wrote underneath was, I just wrote this out of my imagination. One man's story is another man's hope and dreams. I guess it's what I wanted to do, but I never went after riches. I help people write new customized songs. They tell me the story and I write the songs. And I came up with a slogan. Not a slogan, but a saying, I guess. I'm a customized songwriter. People tell me the story. And instead of giving advice, I write the song, and the song is a cure. These are real life songs for real life people, but some of them are out of my imagination. But who knows, it could happen. His wife died, he didn't have anything to live for, so he helped the poor. That could happen. But I don't think y'all believe me, do you? Love remembers all. There's another song I wrote. Oh, this is a true song that really happened to me one night. Everything in here is true. You meet someone in the middle of the night. You don't know it all. Your heart reaches out to hold me tight, and love remembers all. You listen to my love songs. I wonder if I was getting through. We do what we can to get along, to see love through. You asked me to dance. I didn't know how. You gave me romance. We danced somehow. For arms embraced, as you said, follow me. I knew the place. It's where I wanted to be. Held each other tight, didn't want to let go. Wrong or right, just needed you to know. Two hearts reached out as love began to call. We kissed goodnight in memories, that's all. You meet someone in the middle of the night. You don't know it all. We danced and held each other tight, and love remembers all. In memories now, that's all. I haven't forgotten her because I wrote the song, and I don't think I would have anyway. It says underneath it, I met a girl at Elside's Casino in Las Vegas and wrote this song for her. This is what really happened. Her name was Kathy. Oh, I even wrote her name. How about that? And this is how she made me feel that night. Sometimes you affect each other and don't even know what you are really doing. I think the way she held me and kissed me, I think she was feeling the same thing, or maybe not as much. Okay, Angel in Love. I don't know why I wrote this. I can't remember. When I was really, really young, I wrote this. Hello, how are you? I've come to say I love you. No. Hello, how are you? I've got something to say. I want to say I love you. What more can I say? I know you love me. I can see it in your eyes. You really got to me. I finally realized. 'Cause an angel in love is what makes it special. And I'll give my love to an angel. That's all. Now I found my angel when I found you. You are so beautiful. How could I not love you? I was young when I wrote that. I was young once, believe it or not. The babies and little kids never believe it. But they're going to find out I was when they get older. Right? Right. I'm Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken, and I'm reading out of my book, Love and Tears. The lyrics by Mike McCracken. His distant star. I wrote this because an old man was talking bad about his wife that died. And I didn't think he should have done that. So I wrote what I think he should have said. And that makes this song real. He lifted his old tired gray head and calmly looked my way. I remember what he said. I'm living it today. He said everyone starts the same. I feel it in my heart. And love's not a game meant to fall apart. Doesn't matter who you are. We all fall in love and follow a distant star. We can't rise above. The missus passed away. Don't know what I'll do. Each day she showed the way. And I love her too. She was my life, the reason I wanted to live. She was my wife, with only one life to give. You gotta live on love, no matter who you are. And then he walked away dreaming of his wife, his distant star. I wrote underneath it is, this was written because an old man was talking bad about his girlfriend. Oh, it was his girlfriend. And this is what he should have said. Some people will never find love, find their distant star. He may be one of them. It was his girlfriend. Well, I took it an extra step, I guess. But I was mad because of what he said. So I had to correct it. And writing his distant star was my way of correcting it. Anyway, where love still grows. I wrote this because my mailbox was empty one day. I like to check the mail. So you get free stuff. Free letters or whatever. I don't like junk mail. But I went there and checked the mail and my mailbox was empty. So I wrote this. I guess it's what I really wanted in the mail that day. I've got an empty feeling as I check the mail today that no love could bring another lonely day. Prayed someday you'd write me or give me a call, 'cause I'm no longer happy with just your picture on the wall. Honey, I need to see you. There are things I need to say, like I can't stop loving you a little more every day. My wife says I'm crazy. My friends say I'm crazy. There's other fish in the sea. But I know someday you'll come back for me. Honey, I see your picture every day. or at least it seems. But there are better ways than seeing you in my dream. So I wrote this just for you and sending it everywhere I know, hoping to reach you where love still grows. And what I wrote underneath it was, this was written because my mailbox was empty and it gave me an empty feeling. Lonely hearts lose or want love. They have an empty feeling. This was written for them. I was in Oklahoma and I saw a pretty girl. She was dancing and this is how she made me feel. My friend Dave, who I wrote songs with, says that when I like puppy love, that's what he calls it, I write some good songs. I guess this is one of them. It's called A Place to Dream. I come here alone, dreaming about you, 'cause a home ain't a home. Home's not a home, I mean, unless there's two. I watched you tonight, and others too. It felt so right. Maybe it's you. Is this a place for true love, or a place to come to dream? Are you who I should think of, or is love a dream? I didn't know I'd see you, but now that I have, what I'm going through is the best I have. I fell in love with you. True love's not a dream. And I really love you, where hearts can't dream. And what I wrote underneath it is, this was written in Oklahoma when I saw a pretty girl. No matter where you are, you can find, always dream of love. I learned something though. There's a place to dream for everyone. This also is my theme song for all the lowly hearts looking for love. I wrote that a long time ago. And I guess that's why that guy wanted me to write the song Heaven on Earth. Why I wrote it. Because I told him some of my songs to prove I could write to him. This next song is one of them. It's called Maybe This Time. Out of my book, Love and Tears, I'm reading. It's hard to remember songs when you're going to sing them if you're not used to that. When you sing them, it's a lot easier because you got your guitar with you, or if you play the guitar. So this is Maybe This Time by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. God, maybe this time I found a love that's true. So this prayer of mine is just to thank you. There's something I don't understand, so I had to pray. How can a woman make me feel this way? God, please help me with her to do the things that's right. I promise to love her. I'll even hold her tight. Please help me remember if when I forget that I really love her, 'cause love's the best it gets. God, maybe this time I'll think things over more. So please give this heart of mine a good working over. And when it's said and done, and the world speaks of love, they'll remember a man and woman, and remember our love. God, maybe this time. And then what I wrote underneath was, I was leaving Oklahoma, going to Arizona, on a Greyhound bus because I wrote this because I met a pretty girl. It's my prayer of how I want love to be when I really fall in love. Love and emotion. This book will affect your emotion. There's a warning sign, a warning label in the back. One of the last things you read says, "Warning: this book will affect your emotions." Now here's the other song. I don't know if you heard it or not, or when you tuned in. But if you just tuned in, I'm reading songs out of my book, Love and Tears, by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. And this picture was really taken in Old Jerusalem, where Jesus fell one of the times. That's a picture of one of the stations of the cross. There are 12 of them. But when I was in Oklahoma, someone asked me to write a song. I went to a church and met some pretty girls. I was 19 years old. And so this song and the other song, The Greatest Love Song, is one of the names. And another is Do You Know Jesus? I wrote in Okinawa. We sang around Okinawa. So here goes the song. So young and so old, so many have come his way, for hearts turn to gold when Jesus walks your way. It matters not your riches, or how poor ye may be, if you listen to what he teaches and obey, so he may see. You know God loves us. He loves everyone. He gave us Jesus. He gave us only Son. He showed us his way and calls us his friend. He showed us that day where life really begins. Do you want to go to heaven? There's only one way, through God's only Son. What more can I say? And what I wrote underneath it was, I was asked to write a song in Okinawa while I was in the Marines. And the band leader wanted something original, Christian song. They performed it in English-speaking churches all around Okinawa. Also, I heard the preacher say, about the same time. I wrote them both at the same time. Anyway, here's a customized song. I forgot where I was at first. Oh, I was in Shreveport, Louisiana. I remember now. And there's Indians. I met some Indians. And they wanted me to write a song about the white buffalo. It's in their religion. How white buffaloes are going to come back and make things better. So I didn't know anything about it, I told them. So I did research. And from the research, I wrote this song. And it's called The White Buffalo. The Indian tribes were hungry. There was no food around. Clothes for the needy were not to be found. Children were starving and mothers crying too. With prayers to the Great One, what else could they do? The Great One sent a white buffalo, a sign for what he'll do. So the Indian tribes would know the Great One's love is true. The spirit of the buffalo turned into a human. She brought them buffalo. She brought them food and clothing. She said, all are sacred, says the Great One, walk in Tonka. The red pipe will be shared, and he is pleased with you. It won't be seen by men, but used to help you pray. So says the buffalo woman. The Great One sent that day. The buffalo woman disappeared into the herd that one day. Tonka, the white buffalo, will reappear on that great last day. As for the Indian nations, they'll never forget the day the white buffalo came to help them when the Great One heard them pray. So that's why I wrote that song. It's an actual customized song that someone wanted me to write. I would have never written that song or even known about it if I didn't go to Shreveport. I think that God put me in certain places sometimes to write one of these songs to help people with their lives. Anyway, Children with the Sun. This is a Christian song I wrote. Well, you know that Jesus loves you then, after all the things he's done. And you can be God's children with the Son. He died just to save you, to free us from our sins. His name is Jesus, who loves you even then. Well, I love you, Jesus, this song I sing for you. I know it's not much, it's all I know to do. Love's meant to be shared, it's not meant for one. Jesus really cares, and this is what he's done. And underneath I wrote, someone showed me some chords on a guitar and wanted me to write a song, a Christian song, with these chords. This is while I was attending Grand Canyon University, getting my Bible degree. I wrote it and showed him the song. He wanted it. He wanted the words because he really liked it. I was starting to get all right on the guitar, but now I play it pretty well. But he showed me some new chords I'd never seen before, and I thought they sounded really good. So that was a different way of asking me to write a song. He didn't say what he wanted in it except for a Christian song. So I wrote their song out of my mind. I heard the preacher say, I was in Okinawa, and it was Easter. And the preacher wasn't preaching what I thought he should be preaching. He should be preaching about Easter because it's Easter. So I was sitting in that church. I wrote my own little sermon. It's called, I Heard the Preacher Say. It's what I wanted him to say, something like this. One day on Easter Sunday, I heard the preacher say, come my children, let's be friends, and together we'll go in. 2 days ago, Good Friday, Jesus passed away. He died so we may live again, to forgive us of our sins. Now I say, my children, we all owe thanks to him for giving his life away. So come and let us pray. Thank you, dear Jesus, for giving your life for us. And rising Easter Sunday, I heard the preacher say. I wrote this in Okinawa while in the Marines, sitting in a church on Easter Sunday. Wow, that's what I told you. The preacher wasn't preaching on Easter sermon, so I wrote my own little sermon and showed it to the band leader. He wanted it and asked me to write another Christian song. I wrote So Young and Old. Both of these songs were performed around Okinawa in prayer meetings in Okinawa. I found it now. I wrote this because I don't know why I wrote it. I can't remember. But it's called I Found It Now. Oh, I remember now. I was going to Mesa Community College in Arizona, and I went to 7-Eleven and saw a pretty girl there I'd never seen before. She was very pretty, and she was a teacher. It was summer, so she came to Arizona to get away from, I think, California to work. And I wrote her this song. I think I found it now, something special and true. I have love now since I met you. Love comes from the heart, they say. Well, I guess you know, don't you? When love melts your heart away with an I love you. 'Cause something this good has got to be shared. Love really felt good when I found out you cared. These feelings I can't explain. All I think about is you. And I know that is plain to see that I love you. And now I know what love is. I feel it in my heart. Love is simply this, not wanting to be apart. I wrote this in Mesa Community College. Sometimes this happens. But I wrote it because of that teacher. Funny thing is, that's what I became. This was when I was way before I got my college degree. Angels and Men. Oh, this is a Customer song I wrote to save a marriage. This guy, he told me his story, and he said there's too much water under the bridge. My marriage can't be saved. I said I could write it, and I bet it works. He goes, no. I said, you don't have anything to lose and everything to gain. So you might as well let me write it for you. Tell me your story. And he thought about that. And he told me the story. He came back and told me it worked. I guess sometimes you just need someone from the outside to help you along. And I believe God gave me this talent to write these songs. That's because I started in high school. But this is called Angels and Men. Out of my book, Love and Tears. Customize Songs by McCracken. You married an angel you don't understand. The stories you tell show you're a hurting man. You think she's done wrong. Don't seem right to you. When she comes along, you know she loves you. There's angels and men, and there's love too. Each day she'll begin loving you. Angels love men. We love them too. Each day we'll begin loving them too. When an angel does wrong, it affects a man's life. Some feelings don't belong between husband and wife. When a man does wrong, that's just what he'll do. He'll try to belong because he loves you too. You told me of your love, and your heart was true. The problems you spoke of just shows she loved you. It's a true song, and it really saved the marriage. He came back really, really happy. What happened? I've been writing songs all my life. Started in high school. Wrote songs. People made fun of me for writing poetry. And these are the same guys that came back later and asked me to write their customized song. They didn't make fun of me anymore. I guess it worked. They came back really happy. They didn't make fun of me anymore because the song worked. But I like songs. And some poems I like too. My dad used to read them to me when I was little. I guess that's how I became a songwriter. The beginnings. Anyway, these are songs I got on the internet a lot of places. I'm like a psychologist. People tell me their story instead of giving advice. I write their songs, and their song is a cure. And they have worked. I didn't have a guitar. I was going to Mesa Community College. And I went to go see that guitar, waiting for payday. When I get some money so I could buy the guitar. And then I made it into a real song called A Song for Betsy. This is one of my recitations. Back then they had CDs, or CBs, or Breaker 19, one of those things. CB, I think they're called CBs or CDs. C something. CBs, radio thing. Anyway, I said this over the radio a few times. The truckers really liked it. A Song for Betsy. Every day he'd come in and look at that guitar. Then I'd see him grin and say, "You're not too far." He'd say, "Betsy likes to hear me sing, and she says she loves me too." And I said, "One day I'm going to sing a song of love for you." One day he came in and he brought Betsy along. Then I'd see him grin and say, "This'll help my song." Well, he wrote the words to it. Then he never came no more. And when Betsy brought it, she said, "He don't live no more." Guitar, you're going to help me sing my song of love, 'cause it's a song for Betsy, and this is my song of love. Betsy says she loves me, and my song will show love's true. The next time she sees me, I want to say, "I love you." Well, Betsy came in again, and she had tears in her eyes. She gave me their pictures and grinned. Then she said goodbye. I put their pictures there so all the people will know too that the song we wrote with care, with a guitar, really does say, "I love you." Reason why I wrote that is because I know that guitar was going to help me write customer songs to help people. And that's one of my samples. This song is called Crying Hearts. Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken out of my book Love and Tears. If you want to know where I'm reading that of. Why is it so hard to love when it's free? I'll give you all my love. You said it, you let it be. I do things you hate, I guess it's true. Never counted on hate, being free too. Everything has its price, that's what they say. And it just ain't nice to go away. The price is broken hearts, all broken in two. With each broken part, crying, "I love you." This was written after I stopped seeing a girl I still cared for after that. I thought of all the wrong things I've done and realized sometimes people just go away. Here's something to make you think. If you go away, will you still have a crying heart? What I mean by that is, if you're with someone and you leave them, will your heart be crying out because you miss them? Oh, well, anyway. Okay, well, I want to make sure I don't skip a page. Another love song. I wrote this. I'll remember after I read it. It's been a long time since I remember what the songs were. This is an old song. Oh, I wrote it when I was going to ASU. I was at a prayer meeting. And I met Real pretty girl. Done that a lot in my life, I guess. And this is what I wrote for her. She was a missionary. I can't help it but to write another love song as long as I see it in the girls that come along. 'Cause there's so many, but there's a song in my heart now about a certain girl I see. Where am I? I was doing it from memory. I'd like to know somehow about a girl I see. I'd like to know somehow. She's one I met one day, like a stranger in the night. And these words I wouldn't say if I didn't feel she's right. 'Cause if she's all I think about, then I'll write this song tonight to let my love come out and let her know she's right. I'll let her know too I think she's really sweet. With these words in my heart, I love you until the next day, next time we meet. So I had to write the song to let her see I'm blind. And love can't be wrong if she's always on her mind. She was a missionary, and I went back to that prayer meeting the next time I was looking for her to give her the song. And she's already gone. I guess she'll never know that the song was written for her. Sometimes things like that happen. A lot of things happen in life. That was one of them. With just you. I don't even know. Let's see, wrote this. I can't remember. I can't remember why I wrote this song. But I wrote it. If love were my friend, then my friend would be you. 'Cause our love just begins when there's two. If love would be my feelings, then all I feel is you. And I'd share all my feelings with just you. If love filled my heart, then you'd be there. And your smile is a part I best remember. If your eyes showed your love, then I'd love you too. 'Cause the best time to love is when someone loves you. My friend Dave put music to that song. I don't even know the style of it. But it's a song now. A picture and a memory. Here's another Customize song I wrote. I see your picture every day, practicing what to say. But each time I see you, my words seem untrue. 'Cause I don't know what you'll say to me. Just leave me alone. Let me be. If you ask me why, if I love you, I'll say I do. And the picture that you gave me, I'll cherish more than money. I can't let you go far away. My heart won't let go. So please stay. 'Cause a picture and a memory is all that's left for me to remind me of you. Because I love you. I was thinking of a girl when the girl gives you her picture, the relationship becomes more special unless you break up. That's not very good, I guess. Then it hurts. I don't know. I didn't write this for anyone, just out of my imagination. David went where I write songs with, put music to it, and it was put on a CD we made a long time ago. How are you feeling? This is songs out of my book, Love and Tears. And this is in I don't know what these are. Soft rock, I guess I'd call them. I wrote this when I was in, where was I? Out of my imagination when I was in Okinawa. It's called How Are You Feeling? In the sky I see the stars and the rainbows far away, but I can't see your heart, though it's nearer than they. How are you feeling? You've got to let me know, 'cause I've got these feelings, and I want to let them show. I don't know just what they are, but they're simple and true. Whatever they are, they're waiting for you. My feelings are good, they're simple and true, and if I could, I'd share them with you. This was written out of my imagination without anyone in mind. I just needed to write a song. It's another song that was put on a CD a long time ago. This next song is called Love Will Be Our Gold. This was written a long time ago too. Love can't buy a house of gold, but it can mend a broken heart. We only have one, I'm told, but we can't replace our heart. I can't give you heaven or a house full of gold, but I can give you all my loving, and love will be our goal. Now there's something I have to say, and I really mean it too. That's something that I must say. Just 3 words. I love you. We may never have riches, and riches just won't do, because the best love can give us is just me and you. Love is better than riches. I guess this was written out of my imagination. I just needed to write another song. A Chance with You. Chance with You by McCracken, Customizedsongwriter McCracken. I'm reading the songs out of my book, Love and Tears. Each day I come to see you, hoping you'd be there, wondering if I could love you, or is love already there? 'Cause I find myself thinking just about you, and imagine myself saying, I love you. And felt good inside, the way it should be. That's why I just can't hide the love of you and me. I know love starts like this. Sometimes it's really true. That's why I just can't miss this chance I have with you. And underneath I wrote this for a pretty girl while I was in Mesa, Arizona. She was a girl at a convenience store. She was a teacher from another state and wanted to change. So that's what I wrote for her. I'm having a hard time seeing because I'm not wearing glasses. Because I don't want to look funny on the internet. I know that's vanity to people, but that's the way it is, I guess. I wrote these songs out of my book, Love and Tears, Customizedsongwriter. With dreams. This was written to let everyone know the best time to love is now. You might not get a second chance. The angel came too early. My loving's just begun. Today, I say goodbye for a lifetime of loving. Now I'm standing here with dreams of you and me. Hope love lasts forever, just one eternity. It's better I'll settle for a lifetime if it's long enough for you. Just a second more of time, just to tell you. Sometimes we wait with tears only love can cry, and find it's too late to try. I dreamed this today and knew I had to tell you. What more can I say? I love you. Now this next song is a customized song I wrote. A company asked me to write this song. Want me to write a song about peace and love. So I wrote this. I call it A Baby Cries. I got it saying in a lot of places and got a lot of applause. A baby wakes up smiling, birds singing in the air. The guns no longer blasting, and love is everywhere. The world is united, and peace fills the air. Yes, you're invited. The babies, anywhere. Peace begins with people. For me, then to you. Do only babies know what to do. The love in a baby's smile makes you feel good. Haven't smiled in a while. I know I should. The year is 2000. Let's make a dream come true. Let's start a new millennium and love like babies do. A baby wakes up. A baby cries this morning 'cause nobody cares. You and I are fighting. There's love. There's war everywhere. That's actually because my song I wrote. Now this next song, a serviceman's wife contacted me. She wanted me to write a song to let her husband know how she felt. He hasn't seen her in a while. She told me her story. And the song is called A Service's Wife Has Spoken. A service's wife has spoken. She misses you today. Tears won't be drying. They called you away. Please remember the love that I've given you. The memories of our family too. I looked into your eyes when our daughters were born. The joy and surprise. The smiles that you worn. The 10 years of marriage. Renewed wedding vows. The daughters I've carried that wait for you now. You left for a war that brought us both pain. I've felt this before. I'm missing you again. A service's man wife spoken. The girls miss you too. Sometimes I see them crying. Real tears that say, I love you. This is an actual customer song I wrote. And underneath I wrote, she misses her husband and wanted him to remember her. Love. She wanted to send him something different and asked me to write this. And she sent it to him. I never found out how he reacted. But I guess we can guess, can't we? Meant to be. This is a customer song I wrote a long time ago. I can't remember where I wrote it. Was it meant to be? As I held you close to me, it felt really good. I knew it would. But you're not over love, what all girls dream of. Yes, I understand the love between a woman and a man. Just want you to know, before I see you go, that I'll be here for you, if you want me to. I know love takes time to grow. Sometimes you just know. 'Cause when you really want to stay, it's hard to go away. So we held each other tight, and it felt so right. The hardest part, you know, is letting go. I wrote this from my heart, just the best part. I feel like I've loved you forever too. Yes, I need to hold you. And what I wrote underneath is, I haven't felt this way in a long time. I just wanted to let her know what she meant to my heart. I guess it's a real song I wrote to a girl. I wrote a few songs to girls besides customized songs. I'm a customized songwriter. Somebody help me. It says, a girl got sentenced for life for killing a man because he raped her. And that's why I wrote this song. She asked me to write it. She was in prison. Somebody help me. And this is her story. My dad died today. No, a man died today by a 20-year-old. She put him away for life, I'm told. She cried, somebody help me. He beats me every day. He won't stop hitting me, so I blew him away. I took a drug or two to help to ease the pain. Didn't know what else to do. My tears fell like rain. He tried to sell my body. I wouldn't say no. I would just say no. Another reason to beat me before he'd go. My body hurts all over. I cried out to you, but no one could hear what he put me through. I cried, somebody help me, but no one would listen. I was afraid he would kill me, so I killed him. Another girl gets beat today. She sells her body too. Please make the pain go away. Someone's hurting her too. It helped her while she was in prison because it was her song. I found out that she really liked it, but it made her cry. She was beaten and she didn't know what else to do. So she was put away. I guess that a girl got sentenced for life today for killing a black pimp who asked me to write a song for her to let her know, let the world know what she went through. So it's been out there a few times, and it's out here again. Wait and see. I have a lot in here. I can't remember where I wrote them. By McCracken, Customizedsongwriter. Doing that on my book, Love and Tears. I say I love you. You say I love you good. Oh, this is an actual song I wrote to a girl. And this is a girl. She ended up in prison. I was trying to help her get off the drugs. So I'll start over. Wait and see. I say I love you. You say I love you good. What I want to do is love you like I should. Don't give up on me. I'll get there someday. Thanks for loving me this way. I'll make it up to you and make you happy. It's what I want to do. Wait and see. I'll love you with all my heart through all eternity. There's a special part reserved for you and me. And I don't know why love chose you, but love does grow each day or two. I won't give up on you. Love won't let me. I'll be there for you too. Wait and see. She said that she'll make it up. And I was really nice to her. And I guess when you help people, sometimes they fall in love. But she ended up in prison because she couldn't get off heroin. She was on heroin. I didn't know it at the time when I first saw her. But then I liked her enough to help her with hard love. But she ended up in prison anyway, before she kicked it. So that's a real true customized song I wrote. And that's the same girl that gave it the song to other girls. And that's how I got that song to write. For that other girl who killed a guy. Rainbows disappear. This song I wrote, and I forgot. Oh, I probably wrote this in boot camp when I was in the Marines. I'm tired of chasing rainbows and looking where love's not found or never found. I want to go where love grows, but it's so hard to keep you around. Rainbows disappear and come back when they want to. I'm still here, waiting for the rainbow and you. But I feel funny inside. But it's not that I miss you. I think it's just that I've never said I love you. I cannot remember to my life why I wrote that. Sometimes it's hard to say I love you to a girl. Sometimes it's really easy. So I can't remember why I wrote that, but I did write it. It's in my book, Love and Tears. The Biggest Play. This song I wrote on the radio. Now, to be honest with you, I never really followed sports. So Johnny B called me and told me about Shaquille O'Neal and someone else. I can't remember his name. Yeah, about Shaquille O'Neal. And he was quitting this team. I didn't know who he was. I do now, though, because I wrote the song. He was quitting this basketball team. And apparently everyone seemed sad about it. So that's what he told me. And I didn't follow basketball, but I wrote how I felt it should be. I guess that's how I do it. It's called The Biggest Play. The fans all sat quiet that day as they watched the biggest play. No, there wasn't a game today. Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq may go away. Uh, they say that Shaquille O'Neal kept the ball up the hill. It's the greatest game he's ever played. Where he played. Um, I gotta put these glasses on. I can't see, so don't laugh at me. My eyes are too wore out. I'll start over. It's called The Biggest Play. The fans sat quiet today as they watched the biggest play. No, there wasn't a game today. Shaq may go away. They say Shaquille O'Neal kept the ball uphill in the greatest play he ever played when he played. Will the Lakers roll downhill without Shaquille O'Neal? The ball sure will. When the Lakers stand still. Now the Lakers dynasty may become history. No, there wasn't another game today, but Shaq's biggest play. Kobe Bryant may leave too and move to the LA Clippers. What can we do but feel the tension there? Shaq came to play for the Lakers, once new to the game. No one knew of the greatest, not one of the greatest players, and everyone knew his name. But fans are hushed today. Sad to see Shaq go. Sometimes the biggest plays aren't on the field, you know. And then what I wrote underneath is, this customer song was written for Johnny B. Show again. He is on a different radio station, KCBS in LA. He asked me to write this about because Shaquille O'Neal was leaving the Lakers. I didn't know who Kobe Bryant or Shaquille O'Neal was. I guess the rest of the world did, according to Johnny B. Now, this is another song I wrote for the radio. It's called Crane Operator. It's about a girl who fell out of love with this guy. And he was a crane operator. He loved this girl and he wouldn't let it die. And she wanted it to. So this is a song. It's out of my book, Love and Tears, if you want to know the lyrics by McCracken. There's a guy named Dave who's married to his wife. He's clean, sober, and shaved 9 months ago this life. He met a girl named Pam. He loved with all his life. He wants to be her man, but needs to divorce his wife. He's a crane operator. She works in emergency care. Don't know how he met her. He had to meet her. He had to, or she wouldn't be there. They both can feel the pain, but things need to be right. So she has him restrained till that night. On Thursday, he went to a party to see Anchorman. She lets him around when she wants him to be, because he's her man. She'll drop the restraining order if he divorces his wife. Then she'll let him near to love all his life. Here's a story about Pam, who wants Dave to be her man. She loves Dave too. Yes, Dave, she loves you too. This was also written for Johnny B. on KCBS in LA, California. A married man is in love with a girl and she doesn't trust him. This was a real story. And another story like it, but different, is Herman still loves Nancy. I wrote this for Johnny B too. And the words tell the story. Another fight broke out today for everyone to hear. It's time, if time would let you back someday, would you relive these years? A divorce is almost through. Another marriage will die. Would you want to live this too, or let it pass on by? Herman still loves Nancy. She says they're through. Sometimes it felt good to be in love with you. He cut off her electricity, the cable and internet too. Told her friend she's a druggie. What could she do? Now she drives an old junk pickup truck because he sold her car. And like that old junk pickup truck, their marriage didn't go far. Herman does weird things they won't talk about. Perhaps it brings too much pain to just let out. Sometimes we do things we have to. When there's nothing else to give, we must change the way we live. Herman still loves Nancy. She says they're through. But there's always a chance, you see, when someone loves you. How many of you heard of Martha Stewart? She has this TV show. I didn't know about her either. But Johnny B wanted me to write a song about her. And he told me that she was going to be thrown in jail. On Herman Still Loves Nancy. It was written for Johnny B. This is their story. She cried when I sang it on the radio. So she really, it was really true. I don't know if she's starting to love that guy again or not, but she cried. I heard her cry. That's one of them I heard cry. Now, Martha Stewart, Living. It says, this was written for Johnny B because the courts have made their verdict. Johnny B wanted me to write a song about this. The courts have made their verdict. The sentence was made today. Martha Stewart has made it. But what has she made? You had your own TV show, your own company too. You had it all, you know. Now a jail cell too. Martha Stewart Living, what did you do? Of this song I will sing, the song I wrote for you. You got 5 months in prison, 2 years of probation too. 5 months of a prison, house prison, a jail cell just for you. You sold items, clone stocks with insider training. Now they set the clock for the jail cell thing. Some may say you had it all, I guess now you do. 4 cold bars and steel walls are waiting just for you. That's one of the songs I wrote for Johnny B. I didn't even know about Martha Stewart, but I found out a lot about her then. I never watched her show, though. I guess she's still on now. Music Man. This was written on 2 radio shows. I wrote this for Michael McDonald, an ex-Doobie brother who plays with the keyboard. He was there recording a song. So this is called Music Man. Record your songs, oh Music Man. Let your voice be heard. Yes, I understand is more than music and words. Some people live by them. Some people's lives are changed. Some just come to listen, just to be entertained. No matter, it matters not your reason. Your heart needs to be heard. You're going to touch someone, so sing out every word. Some people will cry. Some will come to dance. Some people will try. Some will find romance. Record your songs, oh Music Man. Let your voice be heard for those who come to listen and need your every word. So he heard the song, but I don't know if he wanted to record it or not, but probably wasn't his style. I heard some of his songs, but I write my own style. I'm not trying to copy anyone's style. I'm original. These songs are written out of my book, Love and Tears. Customized songs I wrote to help people. The lyrics by Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. How many of you heard about Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt? Probably all of you. They made movies, and Jennifer Aniston was on the show Friends. I knew about them. Johnny B finally got me to write a song of people I knew about. Now this song, he wanted me to write about them getting married and how they broke up and how they got back together again. So I call it the wedding of the year. Jennifer Aniston cries wedding tears, leaving Brad Pitt at the altar. Love's emotion can bring tears. A fairy tale wedding brings tears. Love tells us what to do. Brad Pitt sent a wedding note. His love is true. This is what he wrote. Pepperoni pizza and banana shakes forever. I love you. Little things and tears help Jennifer marry you. Jennifer spoke with care. She loved Brad Pitt too. Pepperoni pizza and banana shakes forever. I bow to order you. Fireworks showed sparks of love, each one burning bright. There's never seems to be enough to make love feel right. $1 million wedding that brought Hollywood to tears. No one was acting the wedding of the year. 2 actors take the spotlight. No movies were being shot. True love made this right for $1 million wedding that almost wasn't. And what I wrote underneath it was, Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt were married, and Johnny B wanted me to write a song about their wedding. And I did. And it was played in California. And I believe they heard the song, because it was on the radio. We played it many times. Death of Innocence. That's the name of this next song. Johnny B wanted me to write a song on KSLX Talk Radio while I appeared live on the border of Los Angeles and Hollywood. Yeah, I was there at the time when I wrote this song. He was talking about the Ramsey murder, John Benet Ramsey murder, and wanted me to write a song about it. I sang it there. It took me about 15 minutes, because that's all he gave me. Because what's his face? I sang this song and the party that day. Okay, this is about Death of Innocence, about John Benet Ramsey, and it's what the words he told me in the story I put in the song. Mommy killed me, or Daddy, was it you? John Benet Ramsey knows what's true. Daddy had sex with me. Didn't think Mommy would do it. Another story from the rumors we get. Death of Innocence. John Benet Ramsey dies. Who really did it? And who's telling lies? Mommy caught Daddy having sex with me. She missed Daddy with a flashlight and killed me. My brother killed me, or a stranger like you. Another murder. Only the murderer in me knows what's true. So I sang that and another song called The Party that day on the radio. What's that guy? He goes, welcome to the neighborhood. He died. He's dead now, but I can't think of his name. But he was there. Won't you be my neighbor? I hope you know who it is, but I can't remember his name. A Mommy's Sad Heart. This is a customized song. First, I'll read what she wrote me. She wrote me this because of a reporter, Molly Brown, wrote a story about me in a paper. Mike, I'm sorry. This is how I write the songs, and this is how they tell me to write them. Sorry for the delay getting back to you. If you could write me a song, that would be great. So here goes. There's my story. Born in Iowa, grew up on a farm during the farm crisis of the 80s. Never made money, always poor. Parents good, but mother had a sad heart. Hate living there, and when I finally left for college, it was a huge relief. Oh, this is Molly Brown. I wrote this. This is someone who wrote in the paper, in the Las Vegas paper. But I had problems, the first couple of years anyway, with depression and such. So let's talk about me in Vegas. Been here for about a year and a half. Moved here with a boyfriend, but had to kick him out around Memorial Day. Vegas Weekly, that's what I wrote it for. Vegas Weekly, this is cool, but I'm getting tired. I like my job a lot. I have a lot of acquaintances, but very few friends. Vegas is a lonely place. I don't like how everyone drives everywhere, the lack of real neighborhoods, the stucco, the heat, the sun. What I do like is I have met some very interesting and intelligent people. I like that I've seen more great shows in the past year than my whole life put together. I like to read, watch HBO, and smoke cigarettes sometimes. Too much. If you need any more info, email me back and stuff. Okay, I'll read it and then tell you how she replied. This was put in a paper in the Las Vegas Weekly. This was actually put in a paper too. Mama had a sad heart. Our farm was dirt poor. Daddy did his part, but we still needed more. The day I came to age, I knew I couldn't stay. I headed off to college. Couldn't wait to get away. I need a new stage, and I needed a friend. Somehow I'll manage to the end. Moved to Las Vegas with a boyfriend, but he couldn't stay. He wasn't the kind of friend my heart would let stay. Yes, I have acquaintances, another lonely face. Don't know their circumstance in another lonely place. Seen more great shows this year than in my whole life. I have a few great friends here, but none to spend my life. I watch HBO and drink and smoke sometimes, watching mama's sad hearts grow in this heart of mine. So that's what I wrote from what she wrote. That's an example of how I write. That's what came out. And she proved it, and she really liked it, and is thinking about having me write songs for the paper, giving me my own column. But instead I left. But she said something like songwriting powers. I had to look that up. That's powers to write songs with a special gift, I guess. Mommy, it's me. A mother who is in prison, this is another one in prison I wrote a Christmas song for, asked me to write a song to tell her kids how much she loved her kids. This is what I wrote to let her know that love goes two ways. She cried, and she loved it. It's called Mommy, It's Me. Mommy, I'm sorry I haven't written you. I tried to see, but didn't know how to. Mommy, it's me. I'm bigger too. I'm trying to write, you see, how much I love you. Mama cries, I love you, as she read these words. She cries, I love you too, knows the words won't be heard. She doesn't know her babies, didn't get to see them grow, but mommies will always be where babies' love can grow. Mommy, I'm almost grown, I can't wait to see you. Mommy, I wish you'd known how much I love you too. Mommy, you don't know me, it hurts, you know, wishing someday I could see a mother I never know. A mother I don't know. So that's a real life customized song I wrote for a girl in prison, and what she wrote for me to write. These are customized songs out of my book Love and Tears. I'm customized songwriter Mike McCracken. A girl in prison asked me to write her story of love. It's called Whispers. I wrote for a few girls in prison, I guess, that I put in here. A girl falls in love. She's only 21. He's all she thinks of. Her sentence has just begun. She listens to nothing but emptiness of jail time. She gets a lonely feeling, saying, at least it's mine. They can't take my love. That's mine too. He's all I dream of. That's all I do. If she could turn back time, she'd know what to do. She wouldn't find herself without you. Now she whispers, I love you, and kisses jail's empty air. Imagine she hugs you too, but nobody's there. No love's too strong for drugs to separate this way. When we do wrong, sometimes we really pay. A girl falls in love, now cries a tear or two, 'cause he's all she thinks of, and when she whispers, I love you. So she's paying for doing drugs, and I don't know if her boyfriend did it or not, but she told me her story, not his. But I bet he did, or he wouldn't be with her unless he's trying to help her, like I've done a few times. The important parts. Oh, I wrote this to a girl when I was singing on the radio for Johnny B. I wrote this for to let her know that I loved her. It's called The Important Part. I spoke your name on the radio when they called me to write a song. They just wanted everyone to know where my love belongs. I said I have a girlfriend. I love, and love spoke your name. I even pretend to feel the same. I really love you with a love that just won't die, and I miss you. It's hard not to cry. I wrote 2 songs for Johnny B. Now thousands of people know. Just wanted everyone to see. I loved you on the radio. Now thousands of people speak your name in Chicago and LA. I pretend to feel the same, even today. I wrote 2 songs for Johnny B, but that's not the important part. Just wanted the world to see I loved her with my heart. So that's a true song, and I sang that on Johnny B too. Sometimes love shows when you're not loved back, no matter who you are. God made love for 2, even on the radio. That's what I wrote. I guess this is another song I wrote for Johnny B. Okay. No, it's a girl emailed me the song. The song is called The Youngest Daughter. Hello, Mike. Thanks for Your response. I will say what I would like to have in the song. Please include the fact that my father was an immigrant worker who came to the United States to work. That he was raised his 5 children working in a factory. Write that I was the youngest of 5 and was told I would not amount much to anything in life. Say that I overcame depression and a lack of lust for life and ran away from home and tried to find myself a purpose in myself. Say that I pray and had loving and forgiving parents who brought me back home. State that my adventure led me to school, a degree, and my husband. Wrap it up with the fact that I know now I have 2 beautiful girls of my own and my own home. So I'll read it now. It's called The Youngest Daughter, because that's what she was. He came to America, an immigrant worker, to start a new life. Got a job at a factory here. 5 children brought to life. He loved his family. He tried the best he could. As long as we try, it ends up good. The youngest daughter felt inferior, ran away to find her life, went back to her father and mother to help her survive. She was the youngest daughter. Daddy knows what dreams are made of. Most of all, they offer a parent's love. Told she wouldn't amount to anything. They brought her inferior feelings when all she feels is pain. Sometimes you just stop reaching. She prayed to God above, not knowing what to do. God knows her parents' love, and love pulled him through. Now married, college, and a family, 2 beautiful daughters of her in her home. She's living really happy with mistakes and love of her own. So you heard the story in the email and you heard the song. That's what I do. I write customized songs to help people with their lives. I've done it all my life. And there's more to it, I guess. It goes, I guess, but that will be all. She wrote me another email. I hate to sound like I am dictating to you to put the songs in words, but I guess it's the only way to put it. I'm sorry I have not responded sooner, but I do not go online very often. I guess nowadays I'm too busy trying to take care of my almost 2-year-old and almost 2-month-old. Thank you. This was emailed to me and is the reason I wrote The Youngest Daughter. A girl emailed me from the Sun Times article that was written about me. Now this next one is a customized song I wrote for, she was married 15 years, realized that she had what she had lost and needed it back. This is her song. The song says what happened. It's called Just Tears. With tears she came to me, where love has gone wrong. She cries for her family that once belonged. She said, I love my children more than you understand, but I love my ex-husband with the other hand. Help me tell my husband, I'm sorry I had to go. Please lend a helping hand so he'll know. I've needed my children since I went away. And to my husband, this is what I'd say. The grass is always greener on the other side until you get there and you see the tears you cried. I don't know what love put us through, but troubled mountains come and go when you love me too. Kids need a mother and a daddy too. Now alone with just tears, I'm loving all of you. She gave it to her husband, her ex-husband, and she said that she might get back together. That's the last I heard of it. This next song is called Where Love Is True. I wrote because a girl didn't know me and asked me to write her a song in Las Vegas. Girls are always asking me to write the songs. I finally wrote one. I wanted to touch her heart. This made her cry. I guess it worked. She left because she couldn't talk to me anymore. Words are stronger than we think. Love is even stronger. I guess she was afraid to love after I wrote this, because I told her she couldn't. We argued about I could make her feel love, because she said that I would never make her feel love. So I did, and that's why she left. Maybe she wanted me later, I don't know. But it's called Where Love Is True. There are no love songs to say how I feel. But love can't be wrong when it's real. My heart was reaching out. Tonight I found you. And loneliness let love out when it's true. You said I made you cry. Was it for love? You reached out to try. Am I who you dream of? I don't know why two hearts fall in love. Will our love grow where dreams are made of? Can you really love me the way I'll love you? I'll just wait and see where love is true. To me, that didn't seem that emotional, but to her it was, because it was written to her. And here's another one, Knowing You. A girl once told me that I'd never get to know her, so I wrote this and gave it to her. I didn't know that she would get that emotional. Okay, I can't remember writing this, but it's called Knowing You. I wrote so many. One voice in the distance, seeking to be heard. One single glance speaks all the words. And I will let you know when you want me to. When you let it show, then only I'll know. Only then I'll know. Yes, I want you to know, with a mind and heart, the day I say I love you, and we join our hearts. But as for now, this remains the same, or love will grow somehow, and we'll speak your name. So I wrote that for her, and she got emotional. I didn't think it was that emotional, because I didn't want to really show that much love in it, because we just met. Now this one's called A Mama's Cry. Mama's Cry. About both son and daughter died. And a mother asked me to write a song about her son and his girlfriend's death and how they loved each other. This is their story. She told me how she cried for her son and wishes they were both still here. So that's why it's called Mama's Cry. This is out of my book, Love and Tears. That's my songs I've written for people. Real life songs for real life people. Mama's Cry by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. He saw her wreck her daddy's truck and saw her hurt inside. Just 15 minutes is all it took when in his arms she died. He cried, "Somebody help me. My girlfriend's gonna die." This time it's okay to cry. Just a year, he cried, for the love he once knew. He said, "I held you when you died, and I'm still loving you." Same old road a mile away, where tears still fill the street. A motorcycle came one day and knocked him off his feet. They're together now, and their love is true. Mamas cry to the children now, "We love you." I'm holding her for real now, like I wanted to. My tears no longer flow now. And mamas, we love you too. So, that's what I wrote. Sometimes the songs get really emotional. Ordinary Dreams. I was talking to this girl on a chat line on a computer, and a lonely girl on the internet asked me to write a song for her. This is her story. She wanted me to write a song for her because inside is a woman, sometimes overrides attentions in ordinary ways. She has an ordinary dreams with a heart that's true, and even whipped cream needs love too. She really liked it. And once again, I'm Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken, and I'm reading songs out of a book I wrote called Love and Tears. The lyrics by Mike McCracken. And this picture was taken in Israel and Jerusalem, where Jesus was crucified on Via della Rosa, called the Way of Sorrow. Now this is called Love. And I'll tell you why I wrote this. There's a movie I saw called Dark City. I wrote this after watching a movie called Dark City. If you watch the movie, you will understand love better. I won't give the plot away. But this is what I wrote because I saw it. I know now why we dream and what dreams are made of. Something the world's been missing. Love. We can't find it in our minds or in a single book. Love's not something that we find. It's where you look. Because we all have a heart. That's where God put love. Our dreams are just a part of what love is made of. We search for paradise. I found it in you. It feels really nice to say I love you. It's not something we can fake. It's what we do. Just like the world can't make another you. So that's a different reason why I wrote this song. Because I watched the movie and I felt I had to write the song because of it. This next song is called Just Like Me. I'll read it and then I'll tell you why I wrote it. By Customizedsongwriter Mike McCracken. If you look into the future and don't like what you see, then I'm sure you're just like me. I saw Satan coming and demons marching in. Then I saw heaven and couldn't get in. I saw hell's fire rising, burning eternally. And still I saw heaven looking down at me. Jesus stood before me and said, I'll let you in. I cried, just let me be, and stayed lost in sin. I stood before the preacher, preaching eternity. I saw Jesus standing there, looking down at me. His eyes were full of love, his heart full of mercy. Then I looked to God above and cried, why me? He said, look into the future. Tell me what you see. I said, there's another, just like me. And Jesus is the future, so please don't hesitate. Turn to Jesus before you hear. It's too late. This is how most people go through their life, and if they accept Jesus, it's just kind of sad about how it is. And this song, I Believe Jesus. I wrote this for a prostitute I was talking to and let her know that Jesus loved her. Maybe God will touch her someday. She kept the song. She didn't know I was going to write this for her. Like the woman who washed his feet with tears and oil that day. She was scorned by those she'd meet. Then Jesus stopped to say, "The poor ye have always, but I'm here a little while. I want her to stay." Then I pictured her loving smile. And I believe Jesus is looking after you. You know that he loves us. He died for you. Like the woman at the well, knew not what stood before her. He spoke her past so well, she became a great believer. She said, "Come and see the man who told my story, who has never met me," to all the community. A woman's heart's more true when she turns her heart to Jesus. I came as a friend to tell you how much Jesus loves us. He's asking you today to believe in those before you and love them the same way, even more if you want to. It touched her heart, and she kept it because I wrote it for her. It was special. And I hope she does turn to Jesus, to be honest with you. Now this next song is called One Last Day. We will all have our last day on earth. I wrote this to remind us that without Jesus, our last day will turn to hell and to make people think. What if it was your last day on earth? And what would you say or do? And you knew it. And you knew it was your last day. That's what I wrote, how I felt at the time. I had a dream last night. It was my last day to make things right. So I knelt and prayed. God, there's so much wrong to fix in just a day. A day's not that long. So I had to pray. What can I do? My life's one big mess to show that I love you because I'm so powerless. What shall I do with one more day to live? But give it back to you. It's all I have to give. I dreamed the day for Jesus and told others of his love. How he died for us, preparing heaven above. I've never been so happy as I was today. Didn't right or wrong, you see. Jesus did it for me. I dreamed of my last day. Someday it will come true. If it were your last day, what would you do? Something to think about. Now, this next song is called Two Tears. I wrote it because my friend's sister, I was cleaning the couch. I was cleaning carpets. I was cleaning a couch in Chandler, Arizona, and I just wanted to write a song. This is a weird song, probably not sad. Two tears take longer to dry, two hearts take longer to mend. Why did you say goodbye? How could you let it in? True love will never die, sad memories will take its place. This is how I know why tears will roll down your face. So before you say goodbye, think it over once again. And if you promise not to cry, then I'll let it in. Then you never really did care. Your love was never really true. Your love was never really there. So why did I love you? I don't know. Everyone has their own emotions when they hear that. I wrote it to be funny. It was recorded funny. But you can feel how you want. I have no control over that. Anyway, these are customized songs I wrote and other songs I wrote. And for some reason I put this in the song. I just needed to write a song. I didn't have anyone in mind. Sometimes I do this, It's called Because I Love You. I just want you because, I just want you because I love you. That's why I need you the way I do. And if loving you's not enough of a reason to want you, then what will I do? 'Cause I'm still in love with you. Now I have to say what you do to my heart each time you go away and we're apart. I start missing you, and that's a good sign. It shows I need you. So please be mine. I didn't write it for anyone. I used to do that a lot when I was younger. Crying hearts. This was written after I stopped seeing a girl I still cared for. After that, I thought of all the wrong things I've done and realized sometimes people just go away. Here is something to make you think. If you go away, will you still have a crying heart? This was put to music by David Wynn, Mark DeLute. Why is it so hard to love when it's free? I give you all my love, you let it be. I do things you hate, I guess it's true. Never counted on hate, being free too. Everything has its price, that's what they say. And it's not nice to go away. The price is broken hearts, all broken in two, with each broken part, crying, I love you. Now, hallway of life, I was in the Marines and I was in Okinawa walking down a hallway. So I wrote The Hallway of Life. My dad read it and said he didn't know I could think that deep. And when I walking down a lonely highway in Okinawa, I wrote this song. My dad said he didn't think I could think that deep. I just wanted to remember what I was feeling as I make life's journey. As I walk through the hallway of life, there are turns I shall not make. And with all its strife, which one shall I take? For the doors are many, and only one shall I choose. As long as I am happy, there's no way I can lose. Each one of us has a purpose, something we have to do. It seems that everyone knows this, but what to do? One day you'll reach the end, and the doors are all passed by, where only life's a friend. Then you'll stop and wonder why. I'll choose my door carefully, where love and happiness flow, as long as I'm happy. But as of yet, I don't know. I was 19 years old when I wrote that. Oh. Here's a song I wrote called A Song for Betsy. It's a recitation. And I wrote this because I would go to a convenience store and wanted to buy a guitar. So this came out of my imagination because I kept going back and looking at the guitar. Every day he'd come in and look at that guitar. Then I'd see him grin and say, you're not too far. He'd say, Betsy likes to hear me sing. She says she loves me too. And I said, one day I'm going to sing a song of love for you. One day he came in and he brought Betsy along. Then I'd see him grin and say, this'll help my song. Well, he wrote the words to it. Then he never came no more. And when Betsy brought it, she said, he don't live no more. Guitar, you're going to help me sing my song of love, 'cause it's a song for Betsy, and this is my song of love. Betsy says she loves me, and my song will show love's true. The next time she sees me, I want to say, I love you. Well, Betsy came in again, and she had tears in her eyes. She gave me the pictures and grinned. Then she said, goodbye. I put their pictures there so all the people will know too that the song he wrote with care, with the guitar, really does say, I love you. Now my friend Dave Went that I wrote songs with, I'll read what I wrote a song called Traveling Man. He wanted me to write a song about myself, and I wrote it, the truth. David Wynn asked me to write a song about my traveling life, and he put it to music with the Western Wanderer CD. I spent most of my life traveling the world and going to college and looking for songs to write, helping people mend their broken hearts, just like the song says. So this book is out of my book, Love and Tears, Customizedsongwriter, songs I wrote. A traveling man will come to town, knowing he's just passing through, doesn't think of settling down, he does what he wants to do. Might meet a woman and knows he can't get close, his heart is full of loving, but it's the life that he chose. Change your way, oh traveling man, are you looking for love? Find her if you can, it's a gift from God above. Wrote love songs all his life and made some dreams come true, but a traveling man can't find a wife if he's just passing through. Wrote love songs for women and broke a heart or two. His heart too's been broken because he loved it too. Will a traveling man ever change in a simple life? He's afraid of his change, living with a wife. I wrote that years and years ago, and my life still hasn't changed. Oh wow, I just realized that. I didn't really like that song much, so I avoided it a lot. I don't know why it's in here. The next song is called Little Gifts of Love. I'm reading my whole book, Love and Tears. Customizedsongwriter. I met a guy named Gordon in Phoenix, and his wife was in Nashville. He asked me to write a song for him, his daughter, and wife. This brought tears to Gordon's eyes, and his wife started speaking to him again. Before I wrote this song, there was too much water under the bridge, and his wife wouldn't talk to him. So he asked me to write this song. I met him at I think a Jack in the Box or McDonald's or something, and we kept in touch till the song was written. And he told me they started speaking again. My customer songs work a lot. I'm like a psychologist. People tell me their story. Instead of giving advice, I write the song, and the song is a cure. I hope they got back together, but I lost touch with him after he told me that. Because I told him to call her and tell him the song. He said she won't talk to him. I said, let me talk to her first. And it worked. He goes, I thank God above for little gifts of love. That's the name title of the song, Little Gifts of Love. I thank God above for little gifts of love. For Savannah and you. And I love you too. Now we're apart with my broken heart. Savannah, I miss you. And your mama too. If you need someone to give your love to, then darling, I'm the one who really loves you. A miracle happened the day Savannah came our way. Our dreams of love came true. God bless Savannah too. Now I pray for happiness. Another miracle, I guess, to find it in your heart to love me. 'Cause where's mama and daddy? And if it's okay to pray for God to show the way and let you really see, I love our daughter's mommy. Well, it brought tears to Gordon's eyes. It really did. It hurt. And his wife, too. That was an actual customer song I wrote for someone. Blue Eyes. I wrote this for a girl in Shreveport, Arizona, because she had beautiful blue eyes. Her name was Ann. She's a waitress. I sang it to her and made her happy. She says, no one's ever written me a song before. Well, she can't say that anymore. So Blue Eyes. Didn't get the chance to tell you. Glad you came along. Love the cute things you do. So I'm writing you this song. Your blue eyes, how they sparkle. They help me notice you. You are so beautiful. Notice that too. If I had the chance again, I'd know what I'd do. I wouldn't let the night in without you. One moment I saw you, the next you went away. We do what we have to. That's why I need a chance to say, you make me really happy. Love being with you. So I came here today just to tell you. They say everyone loves your blue eyes. I guess I do too. Because when I see your blue eyes, I see you. So that's that song. She was smiling and was really happy about it. Now, I went out one night to listen to a band, and the girlfriend or wife, I can't remember, a girl in Oklahoma wanted me to write a song about body language. I wrote it in front of her, and she really liked it. And this is what happened. She seemed to like dancing wherever dancers go. Her eyes were smiling wherever dancers show. Dancers young and old, they'd come 2 by 2. Some are more bold, some just try to. She said dancers have a language all their own. Dancers have a message that needs shown. It might be important what a dancer has to say. So please, let me stay. I picture her a little girl, practicing every day, trying to learn to twirl. That's what dancers say. Her body language is the best. I need to learn that too. Couldn't tell you all the rest, but she's a dancer too. Now my eyes are sparkling whenever she hits the floor. I love to watch her dancing, 'cause that's what dancing's for. I wrote that in front of her about 15 minutes. It doesn't take me long to write songs. An Angel. The song was also written in Oklahoma for a pretty girl, pretty enough to be an angel. I gave it to her, and we went out a few times. I was 10 years older than her, so she said that it wouldn't work. Sometimes they want guys their age, I guess. But this made her go out with me, so it worked, I guess. When a man meets an angel, he's hard to talk to, 'cause words can't tell what he's going through. Other girls seem easy, they're not so hard to find. But when an angel sets you free, you can't get her off your mind. I met an angel like I wanted to. You are so beautiful, and I love you too. When an angel meets a man, no telling what's on her mind. She'll try to understand and look for a good sign. I met you like an angel in the night, like a dream come true. It felt just right. It's a new beginning with each night passing through. There's a new star shining just for me and you. So that's how that song goes. I wrote it for her. And here, I didn't realize I wrote so many girls' songs. But that's what happens when you live travel all your life. Now these two next songs are weird. I wrote out of my imagination. There's a song, an old song that says, "Put another log on the fire." And it's funny. So I wanted to write a song like that. And it says, I wrote this song because I heard a song all through the holidays. And a guy didn't call his girlfriend the whole time. He ended up saying, "I'm wishing you a happy Groundhog's Day." Oh, this is another song. So I also wanted to write a song with a surprise ending. That was a funny song. I saw her by a table this evening, and her beauty captured my heart. I knew I had to satisfy these feelings, and I knew we mustn't be apart. So I told her I loved her, when never seeing her before, hoping to tell her to love her forevermore. Then I noticed her wedding ring, and her husband coming too, with the feeling she'd bring, made her once again say, "I love you." She asked if I was crazy, and I said, "Maybe I am." Her husband came up to me and said, "I'm her man." I said, "Tomorrow she'll be mine, so tell her goodbye. For these feelings I find, well, they just won't die." And what happened then? Well, I won't say. You might say I stopped smiling, 'cause my teeth were knocked away. Yep, that's what happens sometimes. I never heard of a story like that, but so you can tell it came from my own mind. And this next song, it's called "I Told Her to Lay an Egg." This was written in Oklahoma, because I was in Oklahoma eating Okie eggs from Okie chickens. This is what those eggs made me do. It's dumb, I know, but it makes people laugh. It was also written at the same time as she was married. I like surprise endings. So this is from my book, Love and Tears. This is not the normal songs I write, because it's weird. But I'm reading every page. I Told Her to Lay an Egg by Customizedsongwriter McCracken. Me. My woman won't forget. She showed me the door. She says, "You know how to use it. You've done it before." I told her to lay an egg, and that ain't right. If I didn't tell her to lay an egg, I'd be with my baby tonight. Now I'm a lonely man with no place to go, doing what I can, trying not to let it show. And sorrow surrounds me, 'cause I just won't beg. But what really bothers me is I still like eggs. Wow. I still like eggs, even to this day, and I wrote this years and years ago. Now, this next song, I was in Oklahoma too. I wrote all three of these songs in Oklahoma. They make you think different. It made me think different, I should say. So I'm going to read before I read you the song and tell you the name. I was sitting on my porch in Oklahoma playing my guitar. Belle, my landlord, came over to listen. She said, "Mike, I've always wanted to hear a song. You don't want the milk to boil, leave it in the cow. You think you can write that for me?" I did, and she was happy. I came back to Arizona, and David went, and I went to Lake Pleasant. There was a cow out there. They said, "Mike, go get your guitar and sing it, the cow song." I walked up to the cow and started singing, and the rude cow kept walking away and ended up halfway in the lake. We were laughed at. I didn't think the cow was that funny. I came to sing a song. Who else would have done that? I mean, so it's called the Cow Song. And she really liked it. She was happy. She was my ex-landlord, by the way. There's a cow in the field, and it's really no big deal. The only trouble is, the milk seems to spoil. It must be cold in there, or how's it taste so good? So if you really cared, you'd do as you should. If you don't want the milk to spoil, leave it in the cow. Saves a lot of work, 'cause you don't have to milk it now. Then when you need it, just take a little squirt. Everyone uses it. A little bit won't hurt. So that's actually a customized song I wrote for a lady named Belle. I'll never forget her because she was my landlord in Okie Land. I called it Oklahoma. The Wedding Song. I wrote this customized song and it made the person mad. David Wimp's brother, Randy Wimp, was going to marry a girl he didn't love in Chandler, Arizona. Randy and his girlfriend were sitting with me in my 1967 T-Bird. I had one of those. Wish I still had it, I guess. I started singing the first words of the song. He liked it, and she didn't, so I finished writing it. They never got married. This song is mean, but people seem to like it. Sometimes I feel bad for writing it. I've never found anyone who wanted me to sing it at their wedding. At his or her wedding, I wrote. The Wedding Song. It's about like the cow song. It's weird like that. It goes, sorry I had to marry you. It's what I had to do. You nagged me and nagged me until I said I do. This is my wedding song. It's from me to you. I know we don't get along, but I hope we do. Now that I'm stuck with you, I guess that I'll try to do the things you want me to, so I won't see you cry. So dry your tears, my darling. I promise that I'll stay, so that you can bring me happiness every day. And dry your tears, my darling. I promise that I'll stay, so that I can bring you happiness every day. I also wrote it in the style of put another log on the fire. I don't know if you ever heard that song, but it's funny. Bake me up some bacon and some beans. Can go outside and change a tire and come and tell me why you're mad at me. It's something like that. It was funny words. Hidden tears. Mama's hidden tears. Here's a customized song I wrote. A girl's son died of crib death. She wanted me to write something about her hidden tears. She keeps just to herself. She has 2 boys now and wants them to know all about their brother. She asked me to write something so that they will know about him and their love. Her hidden tears are reaching out to everyone. Mama's hidden tears. Your hidden tears are showing. Mama, please don't cry. I'm here in heaven growing. Another tear won't dry. My brothers are there with you. I wish we could play. I see you. They love you too, the same way. Your hidden tears reach out to me. They have all these years. And Mama, I can see the love in hidden tears. Your hidden tears reach me. And Mama, I cry too. I just want to say, Mama, I love you. Tell my brothers I love them. In heaven we can play. Sometimes I can see them crying the same way. I hope you get this letter, 'cause Mama, I'm trying. Just want you to feel better. Mama, I'm in heaven. So, this song was written for a mama. who wanted her sons to know they had a brother. Anyway, this next song I wrote was a customized song I wrote on Johnny B. For Johnny B. I went to Hermosa Beach in California, and this was written on KSLX radio station in Hermosa Beach on the radio show live. Johnny B asked me to write what I saw at the party and sing it on the radio. I sang it on the next show because it was too loud to put music to it there. So it's called The Party, and this was at the beach, remember. It's a beach. Comedians and artists, famous people we all know, were read from the list of Johnny B. Johnson Bradmar show. Asked me to write what I see and put it in a song while the crowd cheered for Johnny B. and the show's going on. Come to LA County, there's a party going on at Hermosa Beach in harnesses. It lasts all night long. The fans stood 3 hours. Didn't hear anyone complain. Pretty girls everywhere, laughing and partying. There were females and comedians with words I dare not say. It's something I've never seen. Guess girls too think this way. The show still rocks on. There's a party every day. Comedian and artists are long gone away, but the girls are here to stay. Johnny B really liked it because that's exactly what I saw. He wanted me to write something I saw. Okay, this is a time in 1912 when a girl emailed me after reading the Chicago Times newspaper. It says, a girl emailed me from Chicago after reading the newspaper article written about me called Tunes Tailored Made for You. She told me what she wanted in it and how she was feeling at the time. This is her real story and how she really feels. A little girl's in every woman's heart, no matter how old they are. There's a special part where if you wish upon a star, then simple dreams can come and go and loneliness sets in. You try to forget, you know, and remember dreams within. Nights and weekends seem too long. You need someone to hold you. You try to be strong, whispering to no one, I love you. Overweight and insecure, you're sure no one will love you. You put yourself to torture because you think you have to. You don't even try. That's what brings tears. All you can do is cry. Lonely tears of existing years. She asked me to write a few more songs for her because they seem to help her. And she told me what she wanted in them. Here's another one. The same lonely girl I wrote Lonely Tears for called me up to write a song. Oh, I gave her my phone number. She is really lonely. She isn't looking for a lover, just a friend. So this is called Loneliness Hurts. Out of my book, Love and Tears, Customizedsongwriter. I've always been lonely. I need a loving friend. I just need somebody to love me as I am. I need a best friend just to be with me, to love me to the end, and need my company. Needing a best friend is in everyone's heart. To love to the end. It hurts to be apart. I need someone to listen, who won't judge me. Somebody caring, like me. Empty feelings hurt inside. Friends understand why. Nobody's seen the tears I've cried. When loneliness hurts, you cry. So I wrote that for the same girl. And I think she asked me to write a couple more. Oh, here's my last song I wrote in the book called Perfect Man. I wrote this while I was teaching English in China. You can hear it on soundcloud.com/Customizedsongwriter. It's only me and the guitar. It's not fully recorded. But it's called Perfect Man. Girl, I owe you one for what you've done to my heart, for all the things you've done. I loved you from the start. Our love has just begun. I'm being simple and true. You're the only one. There's no one else but you. I'm not a perfect man. You know I'll make mistakes. You're the musician playing our fate. The notes on your fingers so you can play my heart. I heard the laughter, dear, and loved you from the start. Girl, I'll make you happy. I can see it in your eyes. But what you do to me, I finally realize. So play me all you want to. Send music to my heart. I really need to hear you, to love you. I've loved you from the start. It's in my book, Love and Tears. The lyrics by Mike McCracken. Customized songwriter, Mike McCracken. That book is really real. And I read every song in it. I know some people probably missed some of the songs. Sorry about that. But I'll do it again. Just wanted the world to know that the book is out there. And I've read every song that was in the book. There are a few funny ones, but warning, this book will affect your emotions. The book, there's some really sad songs in it, and a few funny ones. True love songs I wrote for girls, true songs I wrote for people who needed a song, and they worked and they got to help get people back together. God gave me a talent to help people write songs, so that's what I do. Real life songs for real life people. And I want to thank you all for listening, who all did listen. And I'll be on again, sometimes with other songs, sometimes talking about Jesus. You never know what's going to happen. But look for my recordings. Thank you. May God bless you with the true blessings. Boy, I was on for a long time. I am recorded. Oh, I'm still on live, aren't I? Wow. Well, thank you for listening. I don't know how to turn it off. Anyway, I didn't record this one, so that was weird. So how do I turn the camera and file off? Exit.